Hey friends, Amanda here at Bare Bones Living. Welcome back to my garden, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on my things that were growing, and then I was going to transplant out some starts that I have that probably should have gone out a while ago, but better now than never. But this is just kind of where we're at currently. And I'll give you guys a close-up of this in a second, but we had cilantro. This row is cilantro. We got some Marvel of Four Seasons lettuce here. I planted ruby red lettuce here, but I only see a couple of starts. So I'm gonna plant some broccoli over here. Then this is all arugula. This is a little row of some little German, or little butterhead, little gem butterhead lettuce. I got another broccoli here. And there. Bless you. And then I got some cauliflower. Some spinach coming up here, some salad mix here. This tatsoi is going bonkers here. And I'm just kind of plugging in some other cold hardy crops, frost hardy crops, even though our last frost date has passed. The past 2 nights have been encroaching on freezing. So we're still very much in that possible freeze range. I planted out one, I can't remember if this was a cabbage. I think it's a cabbage. It might be a cauliflower, I'm not really sure. But it's slowly taking off. And this always happens to me in the fall and spring gardens, that I start the seeds and then I don't follow through with planting them and getting them in when I should, and so they all get a little stunted, and then I feel like they bolt by the time I get them out. I think all my broccoli rabe bolted in their seed starting tray. I'd never grown broccoli rabe before, but I've seen others that have had similar experiences with their broccoli rabe bolting very quickly. So maybe I'll do that as a direct sown crop next time I try that. But we're just going to put these guys in and hope for the best. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm gonna push them in.
Well, I gotta plant them, yeah. Okay, so a while back I had my boys help me plant this cilantro here. Some is growing better than others, but that's to be expected when, you know, your 5 and 3-year-old help you garden. So we have some cilantro here, some Marvel of Four Seasons lettuce here. Again, here I planted some ruby red leaf lettuce, and you can see maybe that there's one here and one here, but nothing really came up. So here and here I put this one, and then those two down there are cabbage. And then this one here is a broccoli. This row is arugula. This row is spinach, I think. Oh no, this is the little gem butterhead lettuce here. I planted romaine in this row, and none of my romaine, I don't think, is coming up. I did not see any. and I planted it multiple times. So I think all my romaine seeds were bad. So in this spot, I got two very tiny cauliflower here. And then down there are purple broccoli. Then I have spinach in these 2 rows.
I hear my water.
Yep, spinach in these 2 rows. And then this is our mixed salad green lettuce. Then you can see here how well the tatsoi is doing. I sowed a lot of these very thick together. They're really good, Colmanuensis. They're very good as microgreens. They're nice and sweet, and my boys like them. You can eat it. But if you leave them to space out, they're gonna grow really big heads. So I have a couple that are spaced out. Can you step back so that you're not, see how your shadows? There you go. These ones that are spaced out are gonna grow big heads on them. That wasn't necessarily done on purpose. It just happened in scattering these. And then this one and that one, I believe they're cabbage. Not totally sure. But then these 4 these 3 purple plants here are Brussels sprouts. So we'll see if we can actually, I've grown these are a purple Brussels sprout, and I grew these in Chicago, and I didn't start them early enough. They didn't have enough time to actually give us anything. They started to, and then our freezing temperatures kicked in, and I didn't properly cover them. I'm hoping for better success here. And then this is the one cabbage, or it could be a cauliflower, I don't know, that I planted out earlier. So it's a little bit further ahead than everybody else. So this should be, and then I got a random chamomile here that grew in. This is another little leaf lettuce. But this should fill out pretty nicely, and I'm hoping that everything does pretty well over here. And then over in this bed that had gotten eaten out over here of my onions, I went and got some more. So you can see I planted these ones, this grouping, probably 2 or 3 weeks before I planted all of these ones. They're sprouting up, and then I got some more popping up over here, and I put a couple back there. I couldn't leave these spots bald, so I figured I would throw some more onion starts in there and see what I could get. Hey friends, Mandy here, Bare Bones Living. Welcome back. And today I thought I would show you guys what I have growing. And I'm actually standing on the back porch of my tiny house, and I've been meaning to show you all my plant starts for a long time now, but the lighting in my tiny house is absolutely horrendous, and I could never get a good shot. And now I'm hardening off my plants, and I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to use natural light and show you guys what I have going on. So let's check it out. So I'll just kind of give you guys an overview first of everything that I have out here. I have a lot of plants. going currently. And we will just start over on this side. So I will try to be the least shaky I can, but I wanted to give you guys a close-up look. We're starting actually with one of my plants that I started from seed, from a store-bought fruit. This is a Gala apple that I started from just an apple that I got from the store. And this is the only one that sprouted. So this is, I've up-potted it, and it is doing very well. Next to it here, this is a key lime plant that I got from Stark Brothers. And I'm not really sure what's going on with this plant. I don't know if you can see. It looks like it's molding to me. I don't know what all this discoloration on these leaves are. I mean, I know that the soil has some mold on top of it. I'm not really sure why that's happening. But for whatever reason, it looks like something's happening here. I'm not really sure. I've never grown a lime plant, but this is new vegetation here growing on it, and that all looks good and healthy. All the new growth does not have that on it. But if you know, or if you've ever grown a key lime plant before, let me know what I'm doing here that is causing this, or what this is. Then next to that, I have a Meyer lemon plant that I also got from Stark Brothers, and that is doing well. It's actually not doing as well as the key lime plant seems to be doing, but it is still growing. So then these, if you guys were with me during one of my lives, I planted some ginger, and that's what these two planters here are. One is obviously doing a lot better than the other. You'll see this one has quite a few shoots coming up. They were slow to get going, but after I put a dome on it and kept it very moist, these are a tropical plant. They're doing very well. This one only has 2 shoots right now. It may grow more. I don't know. But that's where these plants are currently. Happy to see that. And then we have the sea of tomatoes. I have lots of tomato starts here. Varieties, lots of varieties of tomatoes. Have some peppers here, more tomatoes, and then some more peppers, tomatoes, and tomatillos back there. And I'll just go through real quick and tell you the names of these. These ones are called Black Prince. These ones are Black Strawberry, that's a cherry tomato. And then this front one here is a cherry tomato, or kind of like pear tomato, called a cream sausage. Then we have, oh, these labels are backwards, of course. Oh, these are my Dr. Witchies. And Abe Lincoln tomatoes up there. I don't know what this little guy is. Oh, that's a Roma. That's a single Roma there. Then I have my Sunray tomatoes here, Paul Robeson here, Pink Oxheart here, and then up here I have Floridad, the Gobstopper tomato, and this is another grape tomato, and carbon tomato is here. Next door to that, I have tigerella, Mexican midget, more tigerella, champagne bubbles, that's another cherry tomato. These are peppers. There's a lot of one-off peppers in here because some of my peppers struggled. I have a single Sugar Rush peach. I have a single habanada, which is just barely hanging on. I only had like 6 seeds of this to start with, and I used all of them, I think, except for maybe 1 or 2. And I only got 1 to germinate, but I got it to germinate, and I am bound and determined to get this to actually grow fruit, ripen, and save these seeds. Because my family does not actually like hot stuff. I'm the only one that really likes hot things. So a habanada is a not hot habanero. So I really wanted to give that a try. This is a poblano pepper. Then these are all jalapenos here. And these are all paprikas. And then this is the starfish. These 3 are starfish peppers. These are the ones that I got from Teresa over at Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. Those are supposed to be hot. And then these 3 are the chocolate bell peppers. Then up here we have more tomatoes. These are more pink oxheart. Amish paste are the rest of these tomatoes here. Back there, those are all grande, verde, or gigante verde. Those are green tomatillos. The middle is all jalapenos. Those are the not hot jalapenos, like I mentioned with the habanadas. Those went over really well with my family that does not like heat. They have the flavor without the heat. Highly suggest them. And then some more Mexican midget cherry tomatoes. Moving over to this tray, I have some black Brandywine. I've really enjoyed Brandywine tomatoes. These are called Black of Tula. I believe those are like those have anthocyanins in them, so they're like a purple tomato. Looked interesting, wanted to try those. And then some Floridads. Looks like this one died off, but these I've grown before. More tigerellas back here. Haven't tried those before, but they're like a striped tomato. These are my purple tomatillos. I grew those back in Illinois and really liked them. And then sun gold tomatoes are over here. Then in the back, I believe, oh, I guess we do have one random Roma there. And then the rest of these are carbon tomatoes. Here I have the onions that I started, and a lot of my onions actually did not do very well. These are those Pompeii onions, those little pearl onions that I grew before, that I was questioning. I actually planted these on my one of my lives, and I was actually not going to plant these at all. And I'm glad that I did, because they're really the only things that I was successful on. I got a couple of these Texas granos, which are also a short day onion. And then I got a few of the bunching onions to germinate. And those are the only onions that I've gotten to germinate. And I think I'm going to try to transplant these out today. And then this tray here, these are pine berries that I germinated from pine berries that I bought from the store. And a pine berry is those hybrid strawberries, the white strawberries that kind of have like a pineapple flavor to them. They were super sweet, and I just pulled the seeds off of the strawberries and germinated them. So I was really excited about how many actually came up. They have a long way to go, but I'm excited to see that so many are growing. This tray was the last tray that I started seeds on. There's some empty cells back there. I can't remember what I had back there, but I already transplanted those out. My eggplant, loofah, and orange bell peppers never germinated. My dwarf sunflowers never germinated. My fenugreek is doing great. Stevia never came up. Chamomile and German chamomile, like the golden chamomile, and then the white German chamomile. My echinacea did not come up, which was sad to see, because that also takes 2 years before it blooms. So I got to restart that, but I've been super busy and haven't gotten to it. Only one of my calendula plants blossomed, a couple marigolds, one Cosmo, I think, and one black hollyhock. I got black hollyhock seeds from somebody on the Friends of Roots and Refuge page, I believe, and only one of those germinated. But honestly, I did not do the best of jobs on that tray, and I got inundated with a lot of other things at the same time, so these ones didn't get a total fair shot. Oh, I got these red dye amaranth. These were from Teresa at Old Ways Gardening and Prepping as well. Those germinated just fine. And then back here in this last tray are things, some more odds and ends that I transplanted out. I have a couple of parsley here started. This, I believe, is fennel. Yeah, that's fennel. This is bee balm. These are all cayenne peppers. I have a single thyme plant. These two are yarrow. And then these are some more black brandywine tomatoes back here. In these two buckets, I'm really excited to show you guys. I think I told you about this, but I don't know if I ever showed you guys. I started sweet potato slips from store-bought sweet potatoes. And this is where they're at today. And this one is regular sweet potato. You know, your typical yellow sweet potato. And I got these are organic sweet potatoes that I got from Azure. And I just put them in potting soil, kind of put them halfway in and kept it moist. And you can see that this one has sprouted here, and then this one in the middle sprouted big time. Really excited to see that. I only had 3 regular sweet potatoes. The other one is down there and it actually rotted. And then this one is my purple sweet potatoes, which I'm really excited about. And I had 5 of these, and I'm pretty sure all 5, not sure if you can see those down there. There you go. I'm pretty sure all 5, these 2 definitely germinated. This one germinated. I think all 5 of them germinated. The purple sweet potatoes went gangbusters, which I'm totally excited about. But as you can see, they're growing amazing. I need to actually pick these off and transfer them to water, to root, so that I can put them in my garden. So I think I'm going to try to do that today too. And I have never tried growing my own sweet potato slips before. So growing them in dirt in these buckets is one method. And then the other method is to put them in water. And so I had never, like I said, never tried it. So I wanted to try both. So that's the soil method there. And this is the water method, where you take, this was just a regular store-bought sweet potato. Those ones in the back were from organic from Azure. This was just a sweet potato that I had in my pantry, and it was starting to sprout. So I was like, hey, why not? I'll give it a try. And you just put some toothpicks in it and stick it in water. It spilled on my way over, so it was half filled with water. And this is all that I got from the water method. So I think you can tell the difference between how much you can get off of the soil method and how much you can get off of the water method. You can still get some off the water method, but I think in the future I'm only going to be doing the soil method. But these also need to be broken off to get some roots going. So then this plate here has been in my kitchen windowsill for quite some time. And these are actually my Bartlett pear starts that I started a long time ago. And I up-potted them a long time ago and just had them in my windowsill. And it is time to up-pot them again. But this is where they stand. And again, that was just a regular old Bartlett pear that I saved some seeds from, and I got 3 of them to germinate. Really excited to see that. The last thing that I have here, I'm not really sure about. This pot, you can see there's a dead plant in here. This, I'm sad to say, was a hybrid Meyer lemon tree that I had growing last year. And I moved it down from Illinois and it was doing good. And I had it at my dad's house growing good. And then we moved here in October and I set it outside, out of sight, out of mind, kind of forgot about it a little bit. And it stayed out too long and was out, I believe we had like some October freak, freeze or something like that, and totally killed it. I didn't know if it would come back or not, so I kept watering it, and I saw something was growing in it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let it go. And this is what came up. And I mean, I'm not totally sure, but I feel like this is a potato plant. It looks like a potato plant to me. I've grown potatoes before. I don't understand how this could be a potato plant because I didn't plant any potatoes in here. The only thing that's ever grown in this planter is this Meyer lemon. But it sure looks like a potato plant to me. Let me know what you think in the comments below, please. Am I crazy? Is that a potato plant? I don't know how a potato would have gotten in there. But I'm just kind of like letting it do its thing. So for my water sweet potato, these are all the slips that I took off. And I'm going to stick them in this mason jar. And then I'm going to continue to let these ones grow even bigger. I don't want to snap these off yet. I want them to grow bigger. And then once they get longer, I'll harvest them and try to get them to root. And then I'm gonna go over to that regular sweet potato. God, these little fly things are so irritating. I'm gonna go over there and get those sweet potato slips and also put them in here. So I pulled up this first sweet potato, and this is what I have here. You can see that the majority of the growth that was in there came off of this sweet potato. And you'll also see the difference in growing in the soil. These have already started to form roots. So I am going to snap them off and add them to the water. But these ones are, I would say, much further along than the water method ones, because they've already started to send off roots. So I'm happy to see that. These are going to do a lot better. I'm really happy with the soil method. I just wanted to show you guys a side-by-side comparison of the two. I mean, it's not even comparable. This is what I got from the water method, and this is what I got from that one potato in the soil method. And I'm actually leaving quite a bit of these on because I want them to get a little bit bigger and beautiful like that. And then I didn't even harvest any of these from this potato because I know that they can grow more. They were just being drowned out by all of these, which are doing excellent. As for these purple sweet potatoes, you guys, I am astonished with how much I got from these purple potatoes, sweet potatoes. Every single sweet potato, I had 5 sweet potatoes in this bucket, and every single one of them sprouted. And they just went gangbusters in this. I'm leaving what is in here, and there's gotta be, I don't even know, 30 plants here, maybe more. I have no idea. I stopped counting, but I am without words. This is amazing. I can't recommend it enough. I up-potted my Bartletts, 2 here and 1 back there, and I also watered them in. And I'm going to keep them, I'm going to start hardening them off, so I have them here on in this greenhouse rack, on the greenhouse rack. Obviously I do not have the plastic over my greenhouse anymore. I addressed that in my high winds video. I cannot keep the plastic on this because the wind up here is so strong that it just rips it apart. But I do want them to start hardening off. So I'm going to leave them out here to harden off a little bit, and probably the rest of this evening I might pull them inside for the night and then bring them back out tomorrow. But they're on their way. And then down here I have those onion starts. I really wanted to transplant these out, but I am trying to refrain as much as possible. I'm always very eager to plant things, and I end up biting myself later because I usually scorch things or something like that. I always rush it. So I'm pushing the pause button, forcing myself to wait, and I'm going to harden these off a little bit more. I have not hardened them off at all, except for today. They are so ready to be put in the ground, other than they have not been exposed to enough actual sunlight. So I want to harden them off a little bit, and then I will transplant these into my garden. But check out this surprise that I have here with my chamomile that I brought down with me from Chicago. It is doing fantastic, and I'm going to harvest these beautiful little chamomile flowers right now, because the way that chamomile grows is the more you pick it, the more it will grow, because it just wants to make babies, right? And so if I pick it, it can't spread its seed. So it'll just send off more blossoms. So if you pick it, they will come. So I'm going to take off all these buds and dry them. I'm so excited to have my first chamomile harvest of the year. This is actually my first harvest of anything in my garden this year. My lettuce is not there yet, so chamomile for the win. And you better believe I'm going to be weighing this for our little Team Will It Grow. And what a wonderful first thing and beautiful thing. I mean, look at that, how beautiful. And it smells oh so good to be my first thing that I harvest. I was totally not expecting this. Getting ready to go in the house, and I just happened to pay attention. And I went, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful harvest I can have. All right, so I have my cute little first harvest of something that I grew, actually. Or I guess it's really not my first harvest. We've been eating quite a bit of chives. We have them every morning for our breakfast on the weekends, but so excited to see some beautiful fresh chamomile. I love chamomile tea. I love the smell of chamomile. So excited to have this. I'm so glad that I finally got to show you guys what I was growing. I gave my plants some very much needed TLC. I really needed to get to those sweet potatoes a long time ago and get, you know, these Bartletts planted, up potted for a long time. Just so many things going on our homestead lately that I haven't been as attentive as I should have been, but so glad to get to them, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for stopping by today and joining in on our journey here at Bare Bones Living. We'll catch you on the next one.